Hey there, I'm Talia, founder of Workweek Lunch, where we talk about meal prep and intuitive eating and cooking. And today we are going to talk about the air fryer. The belle, the ball, the star appliance of the last few years, the one that everyone talks my ear off about, and I have been openly kind of against air fryers for the past few years. So in this video, I'm hoping to talk about that position, why I got an air fryer, how I think about it now, and hopefully share some points that will help you decide whether or not you should get one. So let's dive in. By the way, being against the air fryer, this is just one of those classic situations where the more people tell me I need to try something, the less I want to try it. It's just the rebel in me. I don't know, is anyone else like that? That's me. So maybe next time you want me to try something, you should be like, oh yeah, sous vide sucks, I hate it. And then maybe I'll be interested. I don't know why I'm like that. That's a topic for another day. Anyway, so let's start with so spoiler alert, I got an air fryer. Like I have one physically in my kitchen right now and I've been using it for about 2 weeks straight. So I'm not making this video coming from a place of never trying the air fryer, but let me explain why I was against it in the beginning for years. One, I'm a firm believer that I'm a cooking purist. So I believe that we should be able to get the best results that we can with what we have in most standard kitchens, which is an oven and a stove, maybe a microwave, maybe a toaster, but oven and stove cooking are like what I would say, maybe for Americans, is traditional. These are the traditional cooking appliances we have to use in most kitchens. Of course, not all kitchens, and in other countries it's different. But I know like a standard American kitchen, you've got a stove, you've got an oven, you've got some counter space hopefully, and that's what you're working with. I like my recipes to be accessible, so I focus on those two appliances because that's what I know most people are working with in my community, my demographic, my audience, whatever you want to call it. So I personally was against developing recipes for the Instant Pot and of course the air fryer because I didn't want to make recipes that someone would have to buy another appliance to be able to make. That's just me. That's the first thing. The second thing is that air frying is not frying. It is a convection oven. It is a small countertop convection oven that uses the small space and hot air coming from all directions to give food a crispy texture in a short amount of time. All those are great things. Quick cooking, crispy texture, less electricity. Oh my God. Less electricity. These are all great things, nothing to complain about. But again, my thing was always like, is this necessary when I can accomplish very similar results in my oven, which I know how to use and I'm very comfortable with, and I just already have in my kitchen. Don't have to buy something else or store something else in my kitchen. We have a whole video and blog post about a minimalist kitchen, what is essential and what isn't, and I would not say that the air fryer is essential. However, this video, hopefully it may be essential, depending on your situation, like most things. Those are the two reasons why I was against getting an air fryer. One, didn't think it was necessary because I already have an oven and the air fryer basically is an oven. Sorry, it is. And two, I am a believer in developing recipes that are accessible to everyone. That being said, I also like to be someone who can change her mind, right? I don't want to be rigid and defined by my opinions and like, I'm against air fryers forever. Like, no, we can change, So I got curious and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try the air fryer. And because I'm me, I couldn't just ease my way into this. I had to use the air fryer for every meal for a whole week, which is what I'm in the middle of right now. So I haven't touched my oven. I've been using the air fryer all week long and I have a lot of thoughts. So let's talk about what an air fryer actually does. I touched on this a little bit, but basically it is a small oven, right? And it's, look at this. This is not a large amount of space in here. And basically it allows air to come up on all sides of the food to let it get really crispy. And the benefits, I guess, are that you can get really crispy food without heating up your whole house, especially if you live somewhere warm or you don't want to use up a lot of electricity and power, firing up your whole oven to just make a small amount of food. But that's basically what it does. It's not frying. Your frying needs oil. This is really just baking at a high temperature in a small space. That's fine, but let's just remember that frying is frying. This is baking in a way, or really it's a convection oven. So what foods can you make in this thing? Well, it turns out you can pretty much do anything in an air fryer, which is awesome. I've made hard-boiled eggs, I've made tofu, salmon, roasted vegetables, of course, like Brussels sprouts, like crispy Brussels sprouts, so good. I've done cauliflower, sweet potato, broccoli. I'm gonna do chicken later today. I'll let you know how it goes. I mean, yeah, there are recipes for like pasta chips, and you can do tater tots and spring rolls, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Anything you can bake, you can put in your air fryer and then some. Like I said, I did hard-boiled eggs in my air fryer. Spoiler alert, you don't need to do that. It's not faster. For some things it's faster, like yes, cooking the salmon in the air fryer, which I did last night for the first time, was fast and it was so crispy and absolutely delicious. To everyone who said salmon's the best in the air fryer, I agree. It is so good. Can I get similar results with my oven and broiler? Yes, but it's a little trickier. Not gonna lie, it's a little trickier. The air fryer is really good for reheating stuff, especially for meal preppers. If you're a meal prepper, I am a meal prepper, so reheating pizza, quesadillas, wraps, anything you want to be a little crispy, the air fryer is great for it. And I have done pizza in this. I have done French fries, like leftover French fries, and it's great. Definitely great. Let me know, by the way, if there's anything I should try in the air fryer in the comments, that's something that you've loved. It's really fun to play with this thing. I'm having a blast, so let me know in the comments. Definitely down to try. So let's talk about, do you need an air fryer? This is my take on it, okay? You can have your take, this is my take. An air fryer is awesome if you live alone, or maybe just a couple, right? And you have the space for another appliance. If you don't have a toaster oven or a toaster, the air fryer is a great replacement for those things. If you live somewhere that gets really hot in the summer, but you still want the ability to roast and bake things, air fryer is great. If you are really busy and you need things to cook quickly, and you're one of those people who prefers to cook meals after work, like you're just kind of throwing dinner together after work and you want to get something on the table fast, but you don't want to fire up the oven, air fryer is great. So that's my list. Like, is it essential? So for someone like me, I have more time. Like I have the luxury and the privilege of time to cook. I don't necessarily need to be speeding through my cooking. It's also my job. So, I have plenty of time. I am very comfortable with the oven and the stove. So I don't feel like it's that much more work to achieve similar results in the oven and on the stove. I'm not super picky about textures. I don't care if something's not perfectly crispy. That's just me. So for someone like me, not really essential. And I don't like how bulky it is and how much space it takes up. Like I've been keeping this on my counter for now because I'm using it a lot, but I don't like things on the counter. So that's just my take. You can decide for you. I think it's worth trying. They're not that expensive. Like if you don't have one, I feel like everyone on the face of the earth already has one, but I know that that's not true. Like, yeah, it's worth trying out. If you don't like it, you can always sell it, donate it, give it to someone else who really uses it. It's worth a shot. I'm planning on keeping mine. I would say I'm kind of debating getting rid of my toaster if I do want to keep this long term, because I don't really see the need for a toaster and this. I keep my toaster in that cabinet. And I would have to find a home for this as well. There are toaster ovens that have an air fry capability. There are Instant Pots that have air fryer lids. There are different appliances there are also countertop convection ovens that do similar things. So there are variations of the air fryer that may be better for you also. So look into those too if you're thinking about it. Oh, and one other thing I didn't mention. So the size. This doesn't have a lot of space for cooking. You can't spread out a bunch of food in this, especially like with tofu. It's like I have one surface area to work with. I don't want to pile up my tofu because it won't get as crispy. Whereas in the oven, you have the space, the horizontal space and the racks to spread out your food even more. And so as a meal prepper, I can't really cook the same amount of food in this that I can in the oven. It's another kind of thing to think about. What's the volume, right, of the food that you're generally making? Oh, another reason to get it, this is great for beginners, like beginner cooks. If you're intimidated by the oven, air fryer is a great replacement and a great way to start kind of doing that kind of cooking without relying only on the oven, which I know can be intimidating. I mean, there is not that much control when you're in the oven. You can look at it, shove it back in, there's just more flexibility, like you're able to check on things, move things around, and if it's not working, so good for beginners. I think that's it. That's all I got on the air fryer. I hope that you found this helpful, and I am doing a series on TikTok right now where I'm cooking everything in my air fryer, so you should check that out. It's on our TikTok. We're at Workweek Lunch over there. We're posting a bunch of times a day there, so if you want to see more video content, check it out. Thank you for watching, and again, if you want to see anything specific in the air fryer, I'm happy to try it out and be your guinea pig.